it do? What's going on, man? It's been a minute. It's been at least, 6 months, maybe longer. What's going on, y'all, man? How y'all doing? Man, we got a lot to talk about, man. We counting down to this Canelo Crawford. I know it's late, man. It's like 11:30 at night. I don't know how many of y'all are going to be up for this real quick, but I'm going to try it out, see how y'all doing, man. First and foremost, I want to say what up to y'all, man. Got my man Tim in the building. What's good? What's going on, Tim, man? Listen, bro, who do you got, man? Canelo or Crawford? I need to know. I should have been talking about this fight. This is a fight that I'm super, super duper excited about. A lot of people aren't so excited about it. A lot of people think it's a mismatch. I personally don't think it's a mismatch, man. But I do got my own opinions on it. I do got my own thoughts on it. My mind has definitely started to shift a little bit. So there's definitely a lot that we got to cover, you know what I'm saying, when we talk about this fight, man. I think a lot of people, when they first heard this fight, obviously, right away, you're like, no way. There's no way. There's no way Crawford can go up 2 weight classes. Really, truthfully, some can argue 3 weight classes because he only fought 1 fight at 154 pounds. And then you got him going all the way up to 168 to fight a guy who's battle tested at the bigger weight classes, who's got a solid chin. You know, he obviously showed that by never being knocked out. And even though he's fought as high as light heavyweight, against guys like Bivol, he's fought middleweight against guys like Triple G, you know what I mean? Guys who can really punch, guys like Kovalev, even though Kovalev was older. But regardless, these guys are big punchers. And, Canelo's proven that he could take a hell of a shot. So when you hear that Crawford, a smaller guy, is going up in weight to fight a guy like Canelo, your first initial thoughts is, this guy's too small, man. How the hell is he going to be able to pull this off? So I want to hear your guys' opinions, man. And then, of course, I'm going to chime in with my opinions. And I plan on talking about this really up until the fight, man. I will be in Las Vegas. So for all my people who are going to be in Vegas, I will be in Vegas. So definitely, if you see me, pull up on me, say hello, say what's up. I'm going to be with a few of my people. It's going to be super dope, super lit out there. All positive vibes, you feel me? So we're definitely going to go have a great time and enjoy probably the biggest fight since Mayweather Pacquiao, man, if I do say so myself, man. My man International Bud Brown said, Bud, real quick, we got the West Side Boxing Club. Yo, coach, what's going on, man? Shout out to West Side Boxing. My man Tim said Canelo. Real quick, man. So we already got 1 for Bud and we got 1 for Canelo. West Side Boxing said Bud versus Canelo goes the distance to a draw. Now that'll be interesting if it becomes a draw, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be very, very surprised if it's a draw. I definitely don't think it's gonna be a draw. I think one or the other is definitely gonna win this fight. But you never know, man. What do I know, right? We can't tell the future. The truth is, none of us really know. You know what I mean? None of us really know. We're all just guessing. Midwest Bud all day. Okay, we got Terry Collins. Let's go. It's game time. Yes, sir, man. This is it, man. Man. Let me know if somebody want to come up here, man. Let me know what they really think, man. If somebody wants to go, let me know. I'll put the link in the chat. Going up or down, don't matter if you got skills. They're both very skilled fighters, but Canelo has never been knocked out, and his chin is made of steel. I mean, that's the thing about this fight that makes it very, it makes you think. It definitely makes you think because it's not like Canelo isn't skillful. You know what I mean? Canelo is super skillful, and he's the bigger guy, when it comes to weight. What are the odds on the books? I definitely know that Canelo's the favorite. I don't know the exact odds. Victor Canelo. So a lot of people going for Canelo, man. A lot of people picking Canelo. Once Bud knows he can't hurt Canelo, he's gonna decide to survive. Now, see, now that I don't agree with. I don't think he's gonna be in survival mode. I think Terrence Crawford is gonna go out there and really try to fight. And again, before I start giving my thoughts and initial predictions on the fight, I just kind of want to see what you guys think and what you guys are going with, and then I want to see, if you guys can see a perspective that I've been thinking. Terrence said butter all day. Coach, let me ask you, if this was back in the days when boxing was really boxing, who would you go with? Now, hold on, Tim. What do you mean by that? Because, don't get me wrong, boxing is definitely not how it used to be. And I do agree with you where boxing might have had more of the essence back in the day. But what exactly are you trying to say? Are you saying that you don't think that this is a real fight? Are you saying that you think that this is like they already know who's going to win? I'm not sure what's your angle with that particular comment. You know what I mean? Let me know. I think the extra weight and muscle Crawford put on will lead him to fatigue in the middle of the rounds, and Canelo will be able to get the stoppage. Now, that'll be crazy. And you know what? That's not a bad, that's definitely not a bad prediction because, Crawford doesn't know what it feels like to fight with more muscle on his body. But you know what's crazy, though? Like, there's only so much muscle you could put on in a year. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are gonna, he's got 15 pounds of muscle now because he's fighting at 168 and he really fought at 154, whatever the case is. But you really ain't putting on that much muscle in the amount of time that he's had to get prepared for this fight. He's really not putting on that much muscle. All he's doing is focusing less on a weight cut and focusing on just strengthening his body with maybe some strength exercises. So it's really not that much muscle. It's not like he's been bodybuilding for 2 or 3 years and now he's fighting at 168. All he's doing now is he probably walks around like 180, 185 pounds. And instead of cutting down to 154, dieting down and then doing an initial cut, now all he has to do is lose 10 pounds or whatever. And he can actually go to the gym and focus on strength training and not focus on such an extreme diet to lose the weight. So it's really not that much muscle that he's going to have. It's just going to be less of a cut, if that makes sense. Give me Bud then. Let's make some cash. Listen, man, betting on Bud is definitely not a bad bet. It's not a bad bet for a number of reasons. First reason is he's the underdog. Second reason is he really could win this fight. And for the people out there who don't think that he could win this fight at all, I think that that's a mistake for you to think that. I think that even though I just gave Canelo a bunch of praise for being the bigger fighter, for being, the more tested fighter at these weight classes, I still think that Bud's a generational fighter. And I think he's a special fighter. And I think that special fighters do special things. And don't get me wrong, Canelo's a great fighter and arguably a special fighter as well. But you can never underestimate the special fighters, man. And I just feel like Crawford is one of those dudes that could, surprise you. You know what I mean? In a sense of like, damn, I didn't know he could do that. Because I just think that he's a lot stronger than people are giving him credit for. He's definitely a lot tougher than most of the people in boxing. You know what I'm saying? That I've seen. He's a dog. He's cut from the same cloth as all the greats. You know what I mean? There's certain fighters that just are cut from a special cloth, and I think that Crawford is one of the special cloth fighters. So betting on Crawford, if you're putting money out there, is definitely I'm putting money on Crawford. You could bet that, if he's the underdog, 100%, it makes sense to put money on him. Now, I wouldn't put the house on it. I wouldn't put the house on either one of these guys. This ain't a fight that you really want to bet on. I don't even recommend you bet on this fight if money's an issue for you. But if you really want like to have some sort of an upside, yeah, Bud all day. Canelo was too strong for Bud, but Bud will use his power against him. Elaborate a little bit more, Westside Boxing, on how you feel he's gonna use his power against him. And hold on, man, hold on. Let me just like talk to the gram real quick. Let me just talk to the gram. Let people know that we lit in here. Instagram, we are lit in here, man. We got the comments going, people dropping their opinions and their predictions, man. So I want to hear it. Pull up, pull up. All right, so does Bud have to be on his bike, or can he simply use his reach, lateral movement, and if he's strong enough, if Canelo closed the gap? So my personal opinion is he's going to need to do a little bit of both. So I think that Bud, if Bud wants to win this fight, and I'll probably do this again, like I'll probably do this live again, and that'll be more of like what I think each fighter should do. But to talk about it right now, I think that Bud's definitely going to have to use his jab, without a doubt. If Bud doesn't use his jab in this fight, forget about it, which we know he ain't stupid enough to not use his jab. But he's going to have to use his jab, and he's going to have a strong, like a stiff jab. It can't be one of those like flickering jabs. It has to be a jab that earns your respect, okay? I do think he's going to have to hold his ground to a degree. I don't think that he should be using a whole bunch of moving and running, but he may have to in certain moments because Canelo is going to be very aggressive with some big punches. And if Crawford thinks he's just going to stand there in the early rounds and absorb some of those shots, I don't think that's the smartest thing either. I think he needs to hold his ground to the point where he's not running, but at the same time, he's keeping him turning by stepping with his jab, snapping Canelo with his jab, getting Canelo to not want to let off those shots because he's getting hit with a consistent jab. And I do think that Crawford's going to have to lay some serious leather on Canelo in the early rounds so Canelo knows, damn, this guy was supposed to be a smaller guy, but he could really punch. So I just think that Crawford's going to have to earn his respect. But yes, no doubt about it, he's going to have moments in the fight where he's going to have to utilize some footwork. He's going to have to utilize some clinching. He's going to have to utilize things that you do to frustrate a guy who's trying to come at you. Because you got to understand, you got to think about it kind of like when Tyson fought Buster Douglas. Now, this isn't that fight, so please don't think that that's what I'm trying to say. But just think about some of the tactics he did, you know what I mean? Like tying up Tyson or Evander Holyfield. That's a better comparison. You know what I mean? Tie him up, frustrate him, make him not get those shots off because Canelo's looking to load up and land some big hooks. Like let's really break down Canelo in recent times. He throws a right hook to the body. He throws an overhand, right? So he'll throw a right hook to the body and he'll throw an overhand. Right? He'll throw a left hook to the body and he'll feint like he's going to throw a left hook to the body. He'll throw a left hook to the head. You know what I mean? For the most part, that's really Canelo's arsenal, where he'll make it seem like he's going to go to the body, he'll go to the head. He'll throw the right hook to the body, he'll drop, and then he'll bring the overhand over the top. He'll throw an occasional jab. He'll throw an occasional combination. But lately, he's been looking for like one good shot, you know? And if Crawford can keep a good jab going, step around him. When Canelo closes distance, tie him up, but tie him up strong. I mean, let's think about it. Crawford was a wrestler, right? So Crawford could definitely tie him up like, I ain't letting go. Like, I'm strong enough to grip you up even though you're supposed to be the bigger guy. I mean, the guy was deadlifting 400 and something pounds. So Crawford's a strong dude. He's going to have to tie him up. He's going to have to use a good jab. He's going to have to use some power punches to make Canelo understand that there's a price to pay. So if Crawford wants to win this fight, he's going to have to make it a little bit rough tactics in there. You know what I mean? Especially in the early rounds. Because if he thinks he's just going to box and pick his shots and it's going to be like Mayweather Canelo, it's not happening. Because first of all, Crawford doesn't fight nothing like Mayweather. His defense isn't as good as Mayweather. His footwork isn't as active as Mayweather's was, you know? So he's a different fighter. He's not the same fighter as Mayweather. So a lot of people making this comparison, but he's not that fighter. He's actually a guy who's a little bit more rugged and is willing to engage a little bit more. You know what I mean? And I think his other advantage is that he can go southpaw. So he's going to have to utilize some of that southpaw. Actually, he fights better as a southpaw, if you ask me. Every fight that he's lost, the early portions of the fight, and fun fact, I coached against Crawford before when I had Hank Lundy. Do I got the picture up here? I got the picture up here somewhere, but don't forget I coached Hank Lundy against Crawford. So that's a fun fact. I know what it's like to share the ring against Crawford in a sense. The fights that he didn't do well in the first couple of rounds, okay, was the fights that he started off orthodox. But whenever he fights southpaw, he's always done much better. So I think that Crawford should come out southpaw right away from the beginning in this fight as well. I know I just rambled for a minute, but if you got some, if you got an opinion or some value out of that little rant, let me know. Fight fan from Papua New Guinea. I don't even know where that's at. I can't even pronounce that, champ. No disrespect. Guyana? Not sure. I am a Crawford. I'm going for Crawford because he has a good IQ and he could box from orthodox and southpaw. And Canelo has never boxed an elite southpaw yet, so Crawford gonna run home. Now he has fought an elite southpaw. He fought Aries Lara. He fought Lara. I'm saying his name wrong, right? But he fought Lara. Lara is an elite. 100%. He's an elite. So he has fought an elite southpaw before, and he struggled. He struggled. But Lara was also bigger, and he was also younger at that time. And he was also cutting weight to, it seemed like Canelo was having trouble getting to 154, at one point. But I don't think that was an issue for that particular fight. But he did fight Lara. So Lara is a guy with super good skills, a good puncher. He's shown that he's a good puncher even as he's gotten older. So Lara's a good fighter. He gave Canelo a hell of a fight. He fought Austin Trout. I don't know if I would call Austin Trout an elite, but Austin Trout did beat Miguel Cotto, and he was hot when he fought Canelo. And another guy who gave Canelo trouble. So southpaws have been known to give Canelo trouble, without a doubt. So yes, I think that the southpaw issue will be an issue, and I think that Crawford should definitely utilize his southpaw skills in order to come out victorious. He should use it a lot in this fight. But then again, he might want to line his jab up with Canelo, so maybe orthodox might not be a bad move either. Because even though you can utilize the jab from a southpaw position, so it's easier, to line it up if you're orthodox versus orthodox. So I think he's going to definitely do both, but I think he should definitely, tap into that southpaw stuff. There's a lot of comments here, man. I'm kind of moving slow, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to read everybody's comments right now. But or answer everybody's comments, I should say. I just realized how far behind I am. Let me see if I can catch another one. Damn, Coach, been a minute. I know, man. I've been really focused on what you see behind me, which is the gym. I'm sure the last time you guys see me, I was in my office that I used to do my live streams out of. But as you can see, I got the gym in the back. So, yeah, man. But I'm back, man. I'm trying to tap in with y'all. I will be in Vegas. I'm going to bring my setup with me. So from wherever I'm at, the Airbnb, or if I'm on the strip or whatever, probably be going live out there too, counting down the fight days. So, be ready, man. We're gonna definitely be going live and chopping it up, and you know, as we get close to this fight, man, build up on some of this excitement. You feel me? Butter's a notoriously slow starter. He started off the way he did against Errol Spence because the counters were already there. That's not happening with Redhead. Well, I think that that's where a lot of us, including myself, was super excited about Crawford's chances, and that was due to the performance against Errol Spence. As this fight gets closer, I'm starting to like change my confidence level in this fight. I was extremely confident in Crawford. Now I'm starting to not changing my prediction because I picked Crawford to win for the record. I did. I mean, I publicly stated it on multiple news outlets and people who've asked me publicly about the fight. I believe that I'm leaning towards Crawford. But as the fight gets closer, there's something about this fight that's making me say, did you jump the gun too soon? Did you underestimate Canelo a little bit? So I'm not changing it, at least not of yet. So you definitely want to check out my live stream because I might change my mind. See, one thing I'm never gonna do is just because I say something, not necessarily change my mind. In a fight, you got to make adjustments, right? Sometimes you got to make adjustments to your predictions. So you got to think this through. And as the fight gets closer, I think we're going to be doing a lot of paying attention to these press conferences. We're going to pay attention to the weigh-ins and see how these guys are talking and their behavior, and try to like analyze them and look into their eyes and see if we see something, because there's going to be those little nuances that really determine who we really believe is going to win. So like everything matters for this, not just your skill set, not just your weight, your spirit matters, your confidence matters. I mean, this is a very spiritual game, and everything has to be on point, especially at this level. These is like the two top dogs. You know what I mean? I don't get me wrong, two different weight classes, but Crawford's a special fighter, generational fighter, so he gets the exception in a situation like this. You feel me? Very good breakdown, coach. I'm not so sure that Crawford will be able to load up on Canelo. It's too risky, in my opinion. All it takes is for him to load up once, miss, and overextend it. Yeah, for sure. I don't think he's going to be loading up, but I think that he should be throwing hard punches. So there's a difference between loading up with punches and throwing hard punches, because you got people out there that load up and them shots don't even be that hard when they land. And then you got guys who keep their punches tight, bang, boom, and they knock you out. So for me, it's just about him throwing authoritative, hard punches. Like he's trying to be effective with what he throws, because he needs to earn the respect early from Canelo. Like when I say early, I mean within the first 10 seconds. Like he needs to take a page out of Evander Holyfield's book. You know, Evander Holyfield said that. He said, within the first 10 seconds of a fight, he hit a guy with a great shot just so a guy could respect him and know that it's a real fight. And I mean, I'm not sure if he said it like that. He might not have said it exactly how I just worded it, but that's basically what he was saying. And I think that Crawford should take a page out of that book. I think within the first round, Canelo needs to know, shit, this is going to be a real fight. This ain't some big guy beating up on a little guy. This is a real fight. And I just think that if Crawford can earn that respect early, we got a fight, ladies and gentlemen, like a serious fight, because Crawford ain't nothing to play with. Canelo is good at feinting and framing, but will get caught when it's applied to him, I guess you're saying. I mean, we shall see. We shall see, champ. Not sure, man. We shall see. I mean, Canelo is definitely very slick. Canelo's not just a come forward, load up type of fighter, even though this is kind of how he's fought as of recently. Um, he's still very slick fighter, very smart fighter, great body puncher, fantastic at feinting. Probably one of the best at feinting, honestly. I mean, you don't know if those punches are going to the head or the body. But I think he has fell in love with his power a little bit too much as he's gotten older. He kind of stopped setting up punches. Everything is kind of the same 4 punches: hook to the body, hook to the head, right hook to the body, overhand right, occasional jab. Occasional uppercuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see that much variation in his offense as of recent. But Crawford's a smaller guy, around the same height as him. So maybe we can see him actually pull out some of his arsenal for this fight. He's been fighting bigger guys. Like William Skull was a lot bigger than him, running around the ring. Bivol bigger than him. A lot of these guys that he's fought, including some of these 6'7" guys. What was that dude's name from the UK that he fought? You know what I mean? Like, some of these guys are just super tall. You know what I mean? Then he fought a lot of good fighters, man. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard when you're going up and you're fighting these bigger guys to be able to do everything that you can do. Maybe with a smaller guy, Canelo starts to pull out some of them tricks that he used to do, and maybe more. Maybe we'll see more. I don't know. You know what I mean? Fun fact, Canelo is younger than Crawford, even though everybody feels like Crawford's the younger fighter because Canelo has been in so many professional fights, especially at a high level. So he's actually got the age advantage over Crawford. How much that's going to make a difference in the fight, I don't know. Canelo definitely has more miles than Crawford. So that plays a factor in boxing years, you know what I mean? So, hold on. I'm live.
Okay.
I'm live, man.
Oh, you too?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm about to tell that.
All right, but yeah, so my bad. So yeah, that's what we doing, man. So Canelo has a lot of good stuff in his arsenal. You know what I mean? And I just think that he just hasn't shown it as much as of lately, but it's still there. You know what I mean? It's still there. He still has it. He hasn't lost that much of a step. He's not like a washed up fighter or anything like that. He's still pretty sharp. You know what I mean? It's just style matchups, I think, is why we haven't seen the best of Canelo as of recently. My man said weight classes for a reason. Out of the 2 fighters, Canelo is most likely to get the old overnight. It's going to happen sooner than later. Bud can make Canelo look like he's stuck in mud. I mean, I don't know, man, because I don't know, man. Like, let's really analyze. Like, I wish I could just pull up some of these fights and do film study with y'all right now. But the last time I did a film study, I got banned for like 2 weeks. And I don't want that to happen again, right? So I'm like super scared to lose my YouTube channel. But if we really look at Crawford, man, he does not use that much footwork where I think he's gonna make Canelo look like he's stuck in mud. I mean, yes, he uses. I mean, all fighters use footwork. You know what I mean? But he's not like dancing around the ring and moving in and out and doing all this. Like, he's actually pretty stationary and set the punch. So I think we're going to get a lot of excitement in this fight. I think this fight's going to be very exciting. You know what I mean? And it can go a number of different ways. I've got so many different scenarios in my head on how this fight can end. You know what I mean? But I don't think we see Canelo looking like he's stuck in mud. But I see what you're saying about the old overnight. But like I just said, fun fact, Canelo was younger than Crawford. So we shall see. Cheesesteaks. Yo, I don't know if anybody here lives in New Jersey, right? I don't know if y'all live in New Jersey, but if you live in New Jersey, Belmar, Philadelphia, um, the surrounding areas, and you haven't tried a cheesesteak from Cheesesteaks, congratulations, you played yourself. Like, guaranteed the best cheesesteak you're ever gonna eat in your life, man. The Cooper Sharp, damn, the ribeye steak, the seeded sesame bun. Damn, I'm getting hungry, man. Yo, it's too late for me to be thinking about cheesesteaks, man. But make sure y'all check it out if y'all live in New Jersey, Philadelphia. Just Google them, man. Go on right there, the Instagram, cheesesteaks. Super official. Canelo will walk him down in the last 5 rounds and possibly TKO.
It's 0 hours.
10. Let me say that again because I know the computer just jumped in. Canelo will walk him down in the last 5 rounds and possibly TKO him in 10. Listen, maybe. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you this though. This is my honest thoughts though. Canelo's a front runner, and I think we all know this. Canelo's a front runner. Canelo starts to get gassed as the fights go on. So if I wanted to be devil's advocate here, I'm gonna say that if Canelo has not hurt Crawford in the first 6 rounds, he's in for a long night, because I think that's where his power is going to be the most prominent, the first 5 to 6 rounds. Canelo is a very strong starter, and he starts to fade. He starts to get gassed. And if Crawford can somehow withstand that early onslaught, which I think he can with a good jab, tying him up, roughhousing, using some of that footwork that he has and being deceptively stronger than Canelo expects him to be. If he can get past those first 5 rounds, I don't know if he's getting stopped late. You know what I mean? Now, he could. I'm not saying he can't. But I just think that Canelo's more dangerous in the first half of the fight than the second half of the fight. Let me know if y'all agree with me or if y'all agree with cheesesteaks. Is Canelo more dangerous in the first half of this fight or the later half of this fight? Now, if Canelo goes in there right off the rip, just beating Crawford the fuck up, then yeah, it might take him 8 rounds to stop him. You know what I mean? Because Crawford's a dog. He's got some heart. But I don't think he's just going to go in there and just start beating him up, man. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know. It's going to look like a faster-paced, more technical version of James Toney versus Sam Peters. So that means you're picking Crawford, Petology? Are you picking Crawford? Because obviously, if you're saying a more high version technical, I mean, James Toney beat Sam Peter, if I'm not mistaken, right? James Toney beat Sam Peter, or did Sam Peter beat James Toney? Fuck, I can't remember. But fun fact, Fast Eddie Chambers beat Sam Peter. My man, my brother from another. My man Fast Eddie definitely beat Sam Peter. I forget who won that fight. Canelo survived and beat freaking Triple G, and that dude was the Freddy Krueger, scary in the ring, refused. Yeah, and exactly. And that's what makes me start to like, all right, so when this fight first got announced, I immediately was like, I got Crawford. I think that he's going to pull the upset. I think that, he's like, I already gave you all the points, right? I just thought that Crawford just had the goods. As we're getting closer to this fight, I'm saying to myself, shit, Canelo fought Triple G. He fought Billy Joe Saunders. He fought guys like Bivol. He's never been wobbled in his, except for when he fought Miguel Cotto's brother. That was the one time he was wobbled, extremely young at the time. I mean, most of Canelo's experience as a boxer has been as a professional. He really, I don't even think had, if any, amateur bouts. If he did, I mean, he was pro at 16. I mean, he fucking had 40-something fights by the time he fought Sugar Shane Mosley. You see what I'm saying? And that was his first real, like, coming out of the party, coming out party type fight, right? So we all know that Canelo basically learned on the job as a pro. And that's when he got clipped by Miguel's Cotto brother on the come up. But other than that, man, I haven't seen Canelo hurt. But we got to remember, man, it doesn't take that much to hurt a fight. Like, people act like because a guy's smaller than you, he can't hurt you. Power is based off precision. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if I land a clean shot on a guy who's bigger than me, who weighs, let's just say, right now, if I run into a guy who's 20 pounds heavier than me, if I clip that motherfucker with the right shot, he gonna go down. He gonna go down. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people are just built like tanks. You know what I mean? And Canelo might very well just be one of those tanks. But if he sleeps, see, the worst thing you could do as a fighter is underestimate your opponent. And I just don't know if Canelo's going to come into this fight with the same mentality that, people who are rooting for Canelo. Is he going to go into this fight saying to himself, man, this little motherfucker can't fuck with me, man. He's too small. And you go to run down on him, and then when you run down on him, you're getting resistance, and you're like, hold on. This is not what I expected. I thought this guy was going to be a smaller fighter. I'm supposed to be overpowering him. Why can't I hurt this guy? Or why am I getting hurt by some of these punches? You see what I'm saying? If he goes into this fight underestimating Crawford's strength, he's going to have a big problem, man. Listen, I've seen Jaron Boots Ennis in real life, in real time, beat up bigger fighters. Okay? So Jaron Ennis, obviously, 147-pounder. He's here from the local Philadelphia area. We go up to his gym to box from time to time. And I've had the privilege to see him box pros who are heavyweights in person. And, there's all types of stories of him knocking out some of these heavyweights and sparring with 60-ounce gloves and headgear. And he's a 147-pounder. You feel what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. When he's walking around, he's not 147 pounds. You saw the picture of Canelo boxing with Crawford. Boots. Boots low-key look bigger than Canelo. You're like, hold on, who's the super middleweight here? You feel me? But at the end of the day, the whole point is that a smaller fighter can beat a bigger fighter. Shit, Roy Jones did it. James Toney did it. You know what I'm saying? Usyk did it. Did we forget that Usyk just came from cruiserweight and went to heavyweight and beat Tyson Fury? You know what I mean? Did we forget that he did that? You know what I'm saying? My brother from another mother, Fast Eddie Chambers, did it. He beat a bunch of guys that was much bigger than him. See what I'm saying? So we have to remember, just because a guy is bigger than you doesn't mean he's necessarily going to beat you. It comes down to mindset. It comes down to strategy. It comes down to skill set. It comes down to who wants it more. It comes down to who's willing to give it all they got in training and who's the better man that particular night. And a little bit of luck. All these things have to work together when you're fighting at this magnitude, because we're talking about two elite fighters. Crawford's an elite fighter, generational fighter, and so is Canelo. So you can't count out Crawford because of the size. And you can't just say because somebody didn't knock him out that who said Crawford's going to win by knockout? Who said that? Crawford might win by decision. You see what I'm saying? And vice versa. Because like I told you, man, I was high on Crawford at first. And now as the fight gets closer, I'm like, shit, I might be having to change my prediction. And if I decide to change my prediction, I will do it live. I have no problem saying, you know what, I changed my mind. None of these guys are paying me, but Crawford is definitely somebody you should not underestimate. And Canelo is definitely somebody you should not underestimate. And it's crazy because it's almost becoming like low-key a little racial, because I've been seeing all the Latinos pick Canelo and I've been seeing all the black people pick Crawford, except for the exception of 2 or 3 people. Now, I just seen a post the other day about it. Shit was mad funny. But it's kind of true. Me, I'm looking at it from a boxing perspective. Like, I really think that this is just a great fight, man. What up, C Forge? What's up, CA? How many rounds you got the fight going? Man, you know, it's hard for me to see Canelo getting stopped. Very difficult. So I don't think that Canelo's gonna get stopped. Though, can it happen? Of course. Now I can see Crawford getting stopped. I can see that based off of, the obvious, bigger puncher, bigger fighter, more experience at the higher weight class. I can see Crawford getting stopped. I can see both fighters winning a decision. I can see Canelo winning a decision, and I can see Crawford winning a decision. I think the fight's going 12 rounds. I don't think anybody's going to get stopped. I think that we're going to have some excitement. Now, guess what, though? Who can think about this, though? I have a thought that possibly, correct me if I'm wrong, this could be like a Hagler-Hearns, where both fighters are just thumping it out for 3 rounds, and one guy just gets stopped early. And if the fight turns out like that, remember who got stopped early, man. It was the smaller guy. It was Hearns. Hearns is taller, but he fought Hagler. He got stopped early. But he put up a hell of a fight until he got stopped. This can very well be a Hagler-Hearns of boxing of the modern day. Canelo versus Crawford. Crawford laying some beautiful work on Canelo in the first round. Maybe some of the second, and Canelo just landing the bigger shots and stopping Crawford. I could see that. I can see that. I can also see Crawford getting respect early, using roughhouse tactics, tying up Canelo, making it very difficult for Canelo to get off, and starting to establish himself mid-fight when Canelo starts to slow down. I can also see that. Very difficult for me to see Canelo just get steamrolled. I don't see that. I can't. There's no way. I can't see that happening. So, yeah, man. Let me know, man. What y'all think, man? I think we're going to decision, though. But it can... Man, this is why this fight is so exciting, yo. I can't even lie. Like, Cheesesteaks came back and rebutted with Canelo gonna slow roll, figure him out the first 5 rounds, and once Canelo feels Crawford don't got anything for him, the walk down begins. I mean, hey, that would be a very smart strategy. That would be a very smart strategy. It can happen. It could definitely happen. I mean, listen. Anybody who says that can't happen isn't being realistic. There's no doubt that can happen. And if anybody's going to walk anybody down, it's Canelo walking down Crawford, without a doubt. My man, always a hit the like button, y'all, man. Yes, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all. And just for the record, y'all, I plan on going live. Definitely Fight Week, 100%. I'll be in Vegas. I'll be going live from wherever I'm at, whether that's the Strip, the Airbnb, who knows, wherever we at, we're gonna go live, and we're gonna keep up with the press conferences, and we're gonna keep up with all of that, man. We got to, you know what I mean? We got to, man. So it's gonna be super fun, super dope. We're gonna have a good time with this, man. So make sure y'all hit the bell notifications so when I go live, because I'm random, it's very difficult for me to just set a time, like every Monday at 8 p.m. I go live. Like, I can't, it's hard. I mean, look, you see, I got a gym in the back. I got other things I got going on. I got a family, right? I got a lot going on. Then we're going to be in Vegas. We're going to be running around. We're going to be doing all this. So for me, it's going to be more of a thing of whenever I can. So make sure you hit the bell notification so you can go ahead and get alerted when I go live, because I would love to get y'all input and chop it up with y'all, man. You know what I mean? Oh man, Boxing Talk, thank you for the super chat. Let me go ahead and put this on the screen. Where's it at? My bad. Where's that? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I'm trying to find it. I don't know where the hell it went. I see it right here. They done changed this setup, so I'm not sure. Damn. Oh, here you go. My bad. All right, Boxing Talk. If Bub takes away Canelo's left hand past the 6th round, Canelo becomes Errol Spence with no gas tank. Reynoso's style is a system. He doesn't punch going back. Hey, man, you could be right. Who am I to say you're wrong? You feel what I'm saying? So if he can take away his left hand, that's the question. Now, he can take away his left hand if he goes southpaw. If he goes southpaw, he definitely can, because he can step around that. You know, he can step around it. You know, double, triple his jab, stepping to the right, hooking off his jab, keeping Canelo off balance with the lead foot staying outside, and then maybe circle left and then circle back right. You know, he definitely can. But it's going to be difficult. You're also walking into that left hand as well doing that. So it's all about if he can keep him busy enough to not let it go. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. We'll definitely see. This fight can't come soon enough, man. Thank you for the super chat, bro. This fight cannot come soon enough. I see another super chat in here. Thank you for the super chat. Canelo that beat Saunders is an all-time great, 168, man. Yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't think he was going to beat Saunders that easily. He really whooped his ass. So I got to be honest, man. Like, that Canelo, man, that's a dangerous guy. It's a dangerous guy. Punch Drunk, the one and only Punch Drunk in the building, man. Where you at, Punch? You around? You trying to pull up in here real quick? You trying to chop it up with me, or you busy? You tied up, man. Let me know. If you ain't busy, get in here, man. Come chop it up with me, man. My man Punch Drunk Boxing, one of the dopest boxing sites that you're gonna find, despite what his haters say. Because my man got some haters now, man. What's up with them haters, Punch? But anyway, man, if you want to get in here, bro, come holler at me, bro. I'm here, man. I'm here. You see where I'm at, man. We in the CA. We in the CA boxing gym, baby. Let me know. Let me know. I got to do a better job at, like, reading the comments when the comments come in, because I'm, like, reading comments from way up here, trying to work my way down the line. I ain't even realized my man Punch hit me up, man. But yo, real quick. Oh, hold on. We got another super chat. Canelo head is always on the line. He doesn't move it in between shots. He also punches with his upper half. He also punches with his upper half past 6 rounds. His style is the same: lean forward, step back, pivot left. Predictable. Okay, well, listen, bro. Boxing talk. It's true. Canelo does keep his head on the line. But I mean, he does slip, though. He does got some good slip game. He does slip, too, man. Like, he's not just getting punched on the whole time. I mean, we've seen highlights of Canelo bending the waist and shoulder rolling and doing all types of stuff. So, I agree a little bit, and I disagree to the point where I don't think he's on the line the whole entire time. He does utilize some upper body movement, you know what I mean? So, but he is on the line, though. I see what you're saying. Kick what fool out, man? Who? Kick who out? Zach? Block that boy Punch Drunk Boxing. Damn. What did Punch Drunk do, bro? What did Punch Drunk do, bro? Coach Anthony, salute. You the best out, man. I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate that, bro. Much love to you, man. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all my supporters, man. 100%. You know, I know I ain't been going live like I used to. I know that I was posting a lot more YouTube content before I opened the gym. Crazy. I thought that when I opened the gym that I was going to be pumping out content like crazy. And I feel like I kind of got burnt out. And I just haven't wanted to put out no content. But I'm definitely going to be putting out content again. Because right now I'm chopping it up with y'all, man. And I love it. I'm having a great time. We talking about a big fight. You know what I mean? Super dope to connect with you guys. So, yeah, man. Boxing is here, man. Boxing is back. It's never left. Here to stay. So we gotta keep this energy going. What's good, Coach Anthony? Man, I appreciate you, champ. How you doing? The Avesh boxing coach, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, champ, man. Everything's good, bro. How's the gym doing, man? Gym's doing fantastic, man. Super dope. I got a great team. I got great members. I got good fighters. I'm super grateful that I have this facility. And who knows, man? Maybe even expand and do some more stuff. So, you know, that's what we doing, man. That's what we working on. Greetings from Chile, by the way. Much love from South America, man. Thank you so much, man. Shout out to South America, man. You know, appreciate it. What fighters you working with? Right now, as far as big names that you guys probably know, I'm not working with anybody. I'm working with a new up-and-coming fighter. Big shout out to my guy, Ethan Gonzalez, somebody who I'm looking to turn professional very soon. And I got also a team of amateurs that we're working with. Me and Eddie are putting together. We've been winning most of our fights. I mean, we've only been open almost a year now. October will be a year. And we've won 95% of our fights. I already got kids. I got over like 12 kids fighting. And everybody's been fighting. Everybody's been winning. So, you know, we're moving at a pretty good pace when it comes to that. And who knows what the future holds, man. You know what I mean? As a coach, you never know. You get a phone call randomly. Sometimes fighters go in between fighters. They need a new coach. You know what I mean? Sometimes old fighters come back. You know, it is what it is, man. I'm a coach, man. My one of my gifts that God gave me was teaching. So it's probably something that I'll always do, even though I'm also a gym owner, a YouTube content creator, right? Like I do a lot of different stuff. We're talking about boxing, right? I kind of get moved in different directions, but the truth is, man, I'm a true teacher of the sport of boxing. I love to teach, and I love to see people get results based off of the things that I teach. And we've been doing this now from the teaching perspective now since 2011, I should say. It's 2025 now. I've been doing this shit quite a long time as a coach. That doesn't include my amateur background and all the years I spent in the gym learning from some of the best fighters and teachers in the game. You know what I mean? So this is who I am, man. Boxing is what I do, man. You feel me? Boxing Talk with another super chat, man. Thank you, man. Not past 6 rounds, but a bud attacks the body. Canelo can get stopped by exhaustion. There's always tap with the jab, power punch. Okay, man. Hey, listen, we've never seen Canelo get stopped as many times as we've seen him get exhausted. So I would be very surprised. Okay, I'll be very surprised if he gets stopped by Crawford, even through exhaustion. I would be very surprised. But hey, man, if it happens, Boxing Talk, I'm going to remember this comment. What do you think of the Montreal boxing scene? If you're not too in tune with what you think of the Canadian, I have to be honest, man. I haven't really looked that deep into Canadian boxing, so I really don't want to talk about something that I don't have personal experience with. You feel me? So I really have no comment. You know what I mean? I know that Canada is a very serious place when it comes, especially Montreal. I know the Montreal boxers are very serious, and the people of Canada are very prideful and there's good fighters everywhere, man. You know, I tell people that all the time. You got good fighters everywhere. It doesn't matter where in the world you go, you're gonna find some good fighters. So I just think that, you know, Canada being, you know, Canada, all the people in Canada, I'm sure there's some very good fighters coming out of Canada. So hey, man, send some my way, man. I work with some Canadian fighters. My man, Boxing Talk's not playing, man. Super chat after super chat to get his point across. When he can't find, he will leap with that left hook. Canelo better watch getting caught in between power shots that he don't see. I agree with that. Terrence Collins, we coming to you, Coach Anthony, straight out of Columbus, Ohio, man. Shout out to Columbus, Ohio, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate the love. Boxing Talk still got his point to get across. No one ever pushed the pace late with combination punching. Canelo also doesn't have any offense going back for Crawford could push him back late. He may. He definitely may, man. I mean, he's going to have to earn his respect, stand his ground, and let Canelo feel whatever offense he has. So, again, I don't foresee Crawford running, if that makes sense. I don't see him running. I see him holding his ground and being very authoritative with his punches because he has to be. He has to be. There's no doubt about it. There's no way that he's just going to go ahead and jab and run and think that that's going to get the job done. It's not. He's going to have to really sit there and, you know, he's really going to have to put in some work. And we've been on here rocking out for an hour already, man. I'm very surprised that we've been on here this long, this late, man. You know what I mean? I didn't even really plan this. I kind of just came up with it real last minute. But yeah, man, there's a lot more to talk about, man. We're going to continue talking about this, guys. Listen, man, I will be on again. Make sure you guys keep the notifications on, okay? Because I'm not going to burn myself out talking about this fight for 6 hours tonight when we could definitely have more to talk about in the leading days to come. So I want to say thank you for everybody that pulled up. If you do not have my number, do me a favor, man. Grab my number. Text me at 215-709-5437. Again, text me at 215-709-5437 so you could be alerted when you go live. If you got a question or something, you know, I don't get back to everybody. Unfortunately, I get bombarded with boxing questions. So it's hard for me to get back to everybody. However, shoot your shot. Shoot your shot, man. Maybe you go ahead and you drop a question. I just have my phone open and boom, I'm able to get back to you. You know what I'm saying? I will, you know what I mean, if I can. And if you have anything that you need as far as boxing questions go, don't forget to go to the website, man, CoachAnthonyBoxing.com. I got the most comprehensive boxing courses online. I've been doing this shit for over 10 years. If you guys have stuff that you want to learn, you definitely go to the website. Everything's super affordable right now. So just take advantage of that. I want to say thank you to everybody who pulled up. Thank you to all the super chatters out there who show love. Man, hold on. I can't leave. As long as these super chats come in, though, I really can't leave because that would not be right. Boxing Talk is going hard right now. Pause. I think Crawford should get the majority right, especially early on the inside. Box southpaw when at distance. Also in clinches, bully him and wear him out. Listen, man, it's quite obvious, bro. You're rolling with Crawford for this one. And listen, like I said, that was my initial pick as well. When the fight first happened. So if you go back to the beginning of this stream, as soon as I ended, a lot of the stuff that you're saying right now, I already said. I think that he's gonna need roughhouse tactics. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to utilize the clinch. He's going to have to use his southpaw skills. He's going to have to use a very authoritative jab. And he's going to have to put some heat on Canelo early, not late. He's got to put it on him early. He needs to let Canelo know that this is a fight. He's willing to go through the trenches to make it happen. So if he does all that, man, he has definitely a great chance, man. Again, man, shit is lit in here right now. Y'all making me not want to leave, man. I'm not even going front. Yeah, y'all going hard. My man said Canelo has the chin, man. Try putting him to sleep. I dare you. Facts. He's never been asleep. He's never been asleep, y'all. So for anybody who thinks that Crawford just gonna go in there and put him to sleep, it's like, well, what data? We only seen him wobble one time. Like, what data? Like, Canelo got a hell of a chin. Coach, are you still dropping the mid-work course? I've been recorded the mid-work course, never dropped it, but I am. I think I'm going to do something a little different, though. I think I'm going to do a school community or something like that for the mid-work course. So, because there's so much to learn, right? I can't just put it in a course and be like, you got the whole, like, I'm always doing different stuff on the mitts, man. So, definitely this year, I'm probably going to release it around Black Friday. So be on the lookout for that. That'll probably be my release date. Give you guys some little bit of a discount on it for Black Friday. And we're going to get it going for sure. Boxing Talk. Been a fan of yours for years. And your entire boxing CA. No one ever went to Canelo's body. I got questions about the body. Everyone goes to his head. Yeah, I mean, that's a good one, bro. When we about to find out. I definitely think that Crawford will test his body, though. But he just has to be careful because going to the body leaves you exposed to the head sometimes. You feel me? Damn, bro. We've been going crazy. Instagram, yo, we've been going crazy. We've been on here for over an hour. There's still people in here, man, somehow. We just been chopping it up, man. But listen, I'm about to get off of here because if not, I won't get no sleep. So thank you guys for pulling up. I appreciate it. Put your bell notifications on. Make sure you grab my number. Boxing Talk, thank you for all the super chats, bro. I hope that you pull up every single live that I go on. Make sure you put the bell notifications. Take my phone number so you know when I go live. And you already know, man. Salute, y'all. Boxing Life.